Hello and welcome to Channel 14 New News. All the news right now, right in your face. I'm Niall Escargo and today we bring you a story about how to exercise during lockdown. People have been purchasing the Vive Fit Pedal Exerciser. It's a home exercise machine so you don't have to leave the house to exercise. And later we'll be interviewing a Mr. Jim Graham from Impossible Drawings who will be demonstrating exactly how he has been using this at home. Now the machine is produced in the USA, so the readouts are in miles and not kilometers. That's miles, not kilometers, as the Americans still use the imperial system exclusively. That interview to come exclusively also later on. This is just some scribbles and a picture of the house.
Hi everybody and welcome to the 5th and final episode of Drew's Fitness Journey. Today it's a culmination of the last 5 weeks. I'm going to tackle the 36-kilometer tetraplegic triathlon. So I'm going to do 26k on this little hand bike, and then I'm going to do, well, a 2k row or 28 minutes on the Concept 2 rower, which we are going to simulate today with our makeshift home workout rowing machine. And we are going to simulate the ski erg to do 8k or 1 hour 40 on the door, which with some resistance bands, which is an upright row. So yeah, this is the home version. So you don't need a fancy gym to exercise, just some resistance bands, cheap equipment. This was £50, which is about $70 US. Yeah, you don't need fancy equipment. This series was all about challenging myself, but we also wanted to kind of inspire and motivate other people to try a challenge of their own. Would love to hear if you're trying a challenge during lockdown to stay fit and to stay motivated. I'm going to start this challenge. The aim is to do it in under 5 hours. I think I can do it. I'm feeling good. I've had my coffee. Let's get going. Right, we'll start the timer. To make it a little bit easier on myself physically and mentally, I've set up a Tabata timer here, and I'm doing 25 seconds on and 10 seconds off. And I find that like the 10 seconds is the equivalent of freewheeling on a bike, and it just gives me enough time to catch my breath and recover a little bit. And mentally it helps a lot. Right, so the other day when I did this bike, I was kind of tired when I started it. Today I've decided it might be best to do the bike while I'm fresh, since it's probably the hardest. So I've started off with the bike. Also, we've made the adaptations I talked about last week. We couldn't really widen the handles without completely taking the bike apart, so we've kept the handles the same, but we've attached the bike to these boards, and then we've clamped them to my bench here, which stops it from moving around, which means Adam doesn't need to hold it the whole time. And also I'm using a chest strap to help support me while I'm doing it, so I can kind of lean forward. And it's working great. I feel it's so much better than it was last week. I've already done 2 miles. My arms feel great. I'm barely out of breath. And yeah, so far so good. I'll check in again in 2 miles. Hopefully I'm still feeling good about it. My arm is starting to hurt a little bit, so I think I'm just coming up to 4 miles. About 30 more seconds. So I'm going to take a little break at 4 miles, catch my breath and put a bit of deep heat, or if you're in the US, some icy hot on my arm, because the tendon, I think it's called the dorsal bicep tendon, something like that, that is starting to hurt, and I don't want that to cost me the whole challenge. So I'll check back in at about 8 miles.
Luckily, the man found his shoes in the end. Joining us now live via satellite is Mr. Jim Graham from Impossible Drawings. Jim, tell us, what is it that you drew?
So my name's Drew. I'm here to talk about a gym.
Oh, please do continue, Jim.
Yeah, so the name of the gym is Gym Possible. It's a specialist gym.
Yes, that's wonderful. Really inspirational stuff. Yes, you're an inspirational young man, Jim. So that's all from us here on the new news today. We'll join us. You can join us again tomorrow when we'll be bringing you more new news, which is even newer because it's tomorrow. Thank you.
Okay, I'm just coming up to 8 miles, probably 20 more seconds and then I'll be 8 miles. And it is starting to get pretty hard now. My arm is aching a bit, but I'm feeling okay considering we've been going, watch out for a second. We've been going 1 hour 15, so 8 miles in 1 hour 15. I'm pretty happy with that, making really good progress. So I'm gonna take a break and then we're gonna come back, but I fancy a change of scene. It's getting a bit boring being in the kitchen, so when I come back, let's go on a journey. So I'm 11.5 miles in, feeling pretty good still, getting tired but feeling pretty good. I'm going to do 12 miles, then I'm going to move on to the other stuff and I'm going to come back and do the final 4 miles. Sorry I've been talking in miles the whole time, I just realised, but this is in miles. I think in kilometres, 12 miles, it'll be about 20k. So I've only got 6k after this and we can do it, I can definitely do it. Feeling good, feeling positive, gonna blast out this on the nice trails of California and then we'll move on to the rowing machine. Right, so I'm at the rower now. I've done 20k on the bike. I'm feeling okay. I'm a bit tired, but I'm feeling okay. I've had a banana and I've got about 3 hours left to go to finish the challenge in time. I think I can do it. Got to do an extra 6k on the bike at the end. So I'm going to do 28 minutes on the rower and then I'm going to do 1 hour 40 on the ski erg, which I think is going to be the real challenge. So let's get going. Right, so I'm coming up to the halfway point. It's starting to be really hard now. I'm having to take, for every 2 minutes that I do, I'm having to take a minute. My left shoulder's starting to hurt a little bit, but my right arm's feeling okay at least. Yeah, it's pretty hard. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, but still going strong, and I'll give you an update soon. All right, so I've got 10.5 minutes to go. It's getting really hard now. I've had to change from doing 2 minutes on, 1 minute off to doing 1 minute on, 30 seconds off. Yeah, it's really tough. I don't know, I didn't think it was going to be easy, but the bike went by so smoothly that I was starting to feel a bit complacent. So yeah, 10 minutes to go on here. And then the fun begins on the ski erg, or the upright row.
Good, Paul.
20 seconds and then I'm done. I think I'm gonna have to have a quick turnaround because I don't have much time left to get my ski again. 10 seconds. Three, two, one. I don't know why I thought that was gonna be easy. All right, that's the 2k row completed. Now I just got to do the ski erg and then the final section on the bike. Got about, well, I got 2 hours to do it in, just over 2 hours. All right, so I'm on to the ski erg section. I didn't even get a break from the rower. I just jumped straight on pretty much, and I don't have any time spare to take a break, so pretty much just got to go constant on this, and it's tough. I'm not enjoying it that much. I'm enjoying it a little bit. Stay positive. Yeah, I think 1 hour 40, I'm not actually going to fit that in 5 hours. We kind of spent a bit of time setting the cameras up and stuff before the rowing machine, and we've kind of ran out of time. So I want to do it in under 5 hours, but every K on here takes 12 minutes and every K on the bike takes about 3 minutes. So I think I'm going to add 4K to the bike and take 4K off this, which will mean I've just got to be on here for, I think, is it 56 minutes? And then I should be able to do it in time. Plus the bike is tough, but with the adaptations I've made, it's a lot easier than it was, and this is just tough. My shoulders are hurting and my arms are tired, and I don't even get a break. So I think that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna do it in under 5 hours. I've got 1 hour 23 left, and I've been on here for about 15 minutes. Yeah, so I've got another 40 minutes on here, and then on the bike for the finishing sprint to see if I can get. So now on the bike I'm gonna have to do 10k to finish, so it'll be tough, but I think it's doable still. All right. I've got 12 minutes to go. I've changed my technique a little bit, so now I'm doing more of a tricep bounce movement. So I'm using my triceps. I don't have much tricep strength, but this is putting less pressure on my biceps and on my shoulders, but it's still catching my breath and getting my heart rate up. So nearly done. I can do this 12 minutes, and then I'm gonna have to jump on the bike straight away and just get going. I jumped straight on the bike pretty much. We didn't even have time to set up the camera gear, so in the time Adam was setting it up, I've done about 2 miles. So I've got to do 4 miles, 3.9 miles. I've got 35 minutes, so it's gonna be close, but I think I can do it. But it's felt way easier before. It feels like something's happened to the bike in the time that I spent 2 hours doing other stuff, but I guess I'm just tired. But I better get on with it. So 4 miles to go, mind over matter, dig deep, let's do it. Right, point 1 to go, and then I've done it. And I've got 11 minutes to do it in under 5 hours. Come on. This point 1's dragging by. All right, that's it. Woo! That's 36k. Yeah. Woo! And 4 hours and 50 minutes and 37 seconds. So just under 10 minutes to spare. Woo! I did have to adjust it a little bit. I did more on the bike, but I still did kind of what I intended to do. I'm happy that I did it. I set myself a target, a smart goal, and I completed it. And now I'm gonna take a break. I'm not gonna record the outro now because I'm too tired. Okay, so it's the day after the challenge. I'm feeling pretty good. My shoulders are a little bit sore. My biceps are a little bit sore, but I'm not injured. I got through it without any injuries, which is great. As you saw, I adapted it a little bit, so I ended up doing the row for 2k, the ski for 4k, and the hand bike for 30k in the end, which it didn't turn out to be that bad, the hand bike, once we adapted it a little bit. But that's what disability fitness is all about, adapting things to make them work for you, because everyone is different. I hope that this motivated you to do a challenge of your own. You don't have to do something as extreme as what I've done, but while we're in lockdown, it's good to have something to focus on. So maybe set some smart goals and have a schedule of exercise or something. Would love to hear about it in the comments. Things are going to return to normal for a few weeks. We're going to have some more videos with Ella coming. I'm going to rest by this fire, do a bit of editing, and I'll see you again soon. So no matter where you are, no matter what you've got, gym is always possible. I won't see you next week. I imagine that's what it was like filming The Hobbit.
Cute story about a dog. And the small boy was led home by a pack of giraffes. I don't care, I said no mayonnaise. Hi. Luckily they were all saved by a marmot. To Channel 14 Now News. All the news, all the time, every time it's news. I'm here right now. Hello and welcome to... It's getting worse.
Doing a lot of online stuff, adapted fitness videos and stuff like that.
That's great. I mean, all the rage really these days, isn't it? Exercise, healthy lifestyles.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Like, super like. Oh, I'm following you. Yes. And this just in, we are at war with ants. More later.